Hi everyone, let me introduce you to the Fender American Professional 2 Stratocaster. First, thanks to Guitarworks Canada for lending me this guitar to do this demo. No money exchanged hands. They just let me borrow it to do a little video on YouTube, so that's really appreciated, and hopefully you guys find value in this video. So what I'll do is I'll run through some of the basic tech features of stuff in the guitar, because there's a couple of unique things in there, and then play through some sounds through the kind of clean, crunch and high gain stuff, just to give you a flavor of the different sounds of things. The thing I like about this guitar probably the most is the kind of neck setup here. So they have this kind of unique satin neck finish on the back, which is really nice to have on a Stratocaster, because I find that your hand can slide up and down it a lot more easily. The pickups are the V-Mod 2 single coil pickups, and there's 3 of them, and they're all actually specifically designed for each position, which is nice to see, because there's one thing I hate with guitars, especially that as you move up high up the scale, is that when there's a mismatch between pickups and they sound uneven, and it annoys me a lot. But it's nice to see that manufacturers are starting to take this into account and consider it. There's more articulation and retaining kind of a bell-like chime and warmth to the sound, which is nice. And we kind of have a couple of unique switching things here, where we have something a bit unique to kind of give a bit of a different sound, kind of push like a Telecaster kind of sound. So what we can do is this push in and out pot there of the tone. We can have it out, and basically when we're in the bridge position and the bridge and middle position, we actually can engage the neck pickup in that situation. So if we're on the bridge pickup, we can actually pull it out, or push it down and it comes out. And we get the kind of Telecaster bridge and neck pickup combination. And then when we actually have it switched into the bridge and mid, we get all 3 pickups on in series, which is a really nice thing to have, kind of push into more of that kind of jazz master kind of thinking. So each pole piece in the pickups is made from a different magnetic alloy, which is to make the sound more consistent across the strings, which is a nice little nuance of the pickups. We have this deep C neck kind of shape, but it's actually got rolled fingerboard edges, which I really like. I find that it's just taking off that resistance and moving up off the neck. And it really isn't needed to have these kind of flush, I don't think, when you're playing. Maple and rosewood fingerboard options. This is obviously a maple version. It depends what sound you want. I find the biggest difference in actual tone for a guitar in terms of wood is the different necks that you can play. So I find that maple is a much brighter sound, and rosewood is a duller, not dull, but it takes the edge off, that takes the brightness down a bit if that's not your kind of thing. We have the satin natural finish to the neck at the back, which is really nice. I really enjoy the satin finish, because I find that it just gives less resistance, and especially if you get a bit like sweaty or something, you can get a bit sticky back there. So it's nice that it's just really smooth and not having any resistance there at all. There are a couple of options for the tone wood for the body. There's the older classic tone wood, which I'm a big fan of, and there's the roasted pine, which is apparently a lighter weight wood, because pine's a bit lighter than older, and it has more of a punchy, complex tone, and the roasting apparently increases resonance. I'm not sure which version I've got here, unfortunately, but it's a nice little touch that they're kind of giving you some options there. With these new Pro 2 series, we've got the kind of sculpted, rounded neck profile there to help us get further up the fretboard, which is nice. And then we've got the bone nut, which seems to be synonymous with the series. And then we have 22 frets, which are tall frets, which make bending easier. I do notice that the bending is a little bit easier than probably normally. We have obviously the classic 5-way selector switch, cold rolled steel bridge for a thicker tone. We have the upgraded 2-point tremolo, which we'll dive into a little bit there. I'm not the best tremolo player, but it's a nice bit of resistance that seems to spring back just nicely on default, giving you a nice bounce rather than being too much of an influence from me. So it's nice in the hand. And then we've got a treble bleed circuit, which is a nice touch where when we back down the volume, it tends to maintain the highs when you're kind of reducing it. So it's a nice touch. It doesn't dull if you kind of adjust the volume. 9 color options in total, which is really nice. We have the Mystic Surf Green, which is this one, and then loads of other options. There's loads of cool colors actually, so worth checking out. And of course, there's the deluxe molded case included. So that's a lot of talking about the guitar. It's a beautiful guitar to feel, to hold. I find that it's just nice generally as a Strat to play. Kind of, yeah, nice feel, especially kind of value for money. The pickups are a nice touch. I find they're quite articulate. So we'll dive into some of the sounds. There's loads of sounds we can get on this thing. So it's kind of a hybrid between a telly and a Strat, really, when we can kind of mix those kind of neck pickups in there as we please with the bridge in the middle. So it's nice. So we'll start off with some clean sounds, go to crunch sounds, then let's go more high gain stuff. Bear with me a little bit when we get to high gain. We've got lots of lights on here, so the single coils will fight that a little bit and get a bit noisy. So let's dive into the clean sounds a bit. So we'll go to the bridge and the neck pickup there, which is by pushing this switch. So nice kind of telly sound. Nice kind of balance between them, not too muddy or anything. Next we'll go to the bridge and middle pickup. Cool kind of punchy sound, so we can push that out and get all three pickups on at once. Nice kind of balance. I find that the bridge and mid on its own has a slightly kind of more in your face sound. So when you've got all three engaged, kind of a softer feel to it. So we'll just go full middle. Quite the middle one, it's got nice kind of a timbre to it. And then we'll move on to the middle and neck pickup together. Thinner sounding, but useful as well. Nice, smooth, mellow kind of tone. It's really nice to kind of hear. Get some chem. Nice kind of feel to it, so it's nice. So let's lead on to some more crunchy sounds, starting with the bridge pickup. Bridge and neck pickup, so just engage that, some more of the telly sound. Then to the bridge and middle. And all three. Have an interesting kind of bell like chimey sound, and then we'll go into just the middle pickup. Then the middle and neck pickup. And finally the neck pickup. And then now we'll go to the high gain settings. So we'll engage the neck pickup. Onto bridge and middle. Here's the neck pickup, so we've got all three. Like I say, it kind of gives it that softer sound, a bit like a telly, but not quite. And the one previous, with just the bridge and the neck pickup, gives it that kind of telly sound, but like you're playing a Strat. So it's not a telly, but it gives it that kind of nuance of sound. So let's go to the middle pickup now. Cool, and then the middle and neck pickup. cool sound. And then the classic kind of neck pickup sound. So yeah, it's a nice solid sounding Strat. I find that they've added a couple of nice new features. The kind of Telecaster kind of theme with the adding the neck pickup in there. I don't know if it's needed, but if you're after that kind of sound where you don't want to be changing guitars a lot on stage, maybe it's a nice kind of addition to have. So yeah, I think it's a cool little thing. The tremolo arm's nice. I find it could be a little bit smoother in the hands. It's a little bit kind of catching me up a little bit, so that would be nice for it to be a little bit smoother. But then again, I don't use the trem that much. I tend to rely on the fingers a bit more for vibrato rather than using the tremolo, but each to their own. I feel that other people may have more success with it. There's a nice lot of variation in the tone that you can get from it through the different pickup selections, and also the tone knobs and just the kind of the general feel and sound of the clarity of the pickups. I like it. I love the satin neck. I feel that's a big pro on this. And yeah, I just think it feels nice in the hands. I think it has a nice kind of Strat feel to it, but not getting up to that really ridiculous high end. So it's nice. It's a nice sounding guitar. So thanks again to Guitarworks for lending me this guitar to play. Really appreciate that. And I hopefully will see you in the comments section to kind of give me a feel of what you thought of the guitar sound. But definitely worth trying out in a shop and having a play on it. It's definitely something that if you're after that kind of Strat sound, you can't go far wrong with it. It's quite a nice sounding one, and I think if anything it's worth it just for the satin neck on the back. I think that's really nice. The pickups are nice kind of variety throughout, so it's beautiful sounding guitar. So I will see you next time. Thanks so much.